there's a lot of different adaptations that do it very wrong. Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm filming on the other camera, so not the front facing camera, the camera on the back of the phone. So I can't actually see if I'm in frame at the minute. I feel like it's slightly wobbly. Am I filming? Oh my god, this is so weird. I thought it'd be a good idea to try and film on this camera because it is slightly better in terms of quality. Hopefully this means I'm not going to keep touching my hair and stuff as well.
You sit on a throne of lies.
For today's video, I thought I would do a slightly different video, and I'm going to talk through all of the horror books that I still haven't read but that are on my TBR. And this isn't all of the horror that's on my TBR, but these are the ones that I'm sort of most excited to read, and a lot of them have been on my TBR for a long time as well, so I just need to get around to reading them. I've got 6 books in total that I'm going to chat you through. I'll jump straight in and start with the Stephen King book. So I've talked about this book on my channel before. I don't think it's included in the Stephen King books that I want to get around to this year, just because I put The Stand in that, and this is quite a chunky book as well. I mean, that cuts it down, so you're probably going to know what it is already. But it is It by Stephen King. And yeah, I tried to read this before, didn't really get very far. I really enjoyed the new films, so I want to get around to this. And I feel like I will enjoy it, but it's chunky. When I started reading this, it was set out a lot differently to what I thought it was going to be set out. So I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it at the time. And the next book is, and I'm not sure if this one is one that a lot of people tend to talk about. When I saw that it was coming out, I think I saw it on NetGalley, which is like a online website where you can request digital ARCs. So that's like advanced copies of books before they come out and you read them to review them. And this was on there and I was really tempted to request it. But my track record for reading and reviewing like digital ARCs is not like super great, so I was like, you know what, I'm not going to request it because the likelihood is I'm not going to get around to reading it. It is Dracula's Child and it's written by J.S. Barnes. It's not like a retelling of Dracula, but this sort of happens afterwards. Jonathan and Mina have a child called Quincy, and I'm assuming it's going to be about Dracula's child. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes. I have read a few books that are sort of like prequels to Dracula and I have mixed opinions on them, so it's gonna be interesting to see if I do like this one, because when it comes to Dracula, it is my favourite classic, and when you tie in another book with it, I feel like it's got to be right, you know? Like there's a lot of different adaptations that do it very wrong. Not calling anyone out, but the BBC adaptation, Last Christmas, let's just say that wasn't great. But yeah, looking forward to reading this one. The next one is, and again, this is quite an old book. I got it in a charity shop, so I'm not sure if it was popular when it came out or if it's just one that everybody thinks is a bit meh. But it is Meat and it's by Joseph DeLacy. And from what I can gather about this, I think it's about cannibalism. I mean, it would make sense considering that it says meat and it says you are what you eat. I think that it's given me sort of, if you've read Tender is the Flesh, that is a book when it talks about like meat running out because the meat has been infected by a virus, so humans can't eat it. So in the end they sort of modify humans to be able to eat them. It's really like grotesque. It's not scary, but it's definitely a look into like what the meat industry is like. and I think this is going to be like similar vibes because it says about like there's a processing plant and the food supply controls things. It sounds good. It's from, let's see when it was written. It was written in 2008, so it is a fairly old book now. I love sort of really creepy, messed up books, so I feel like this is going to be up my street. And I put a photo of this on my Instagram going back like a good couple of years ago when I first picked this up. It must have been like 2018, and somebody commented on it saying like you need a strong stomach to read this and it's really messed up. So if you have read it, let me know because I really don't hear a lot of people talking about it. The next one is another vampire book, and it is Interview with the Vampire, and this is by Anne Rice. And this book I have started reading. I think I got about 70 pages into it, something like that, and there was nothing wrong with it. I thought it was really interesting. I know I've included it in as like a horror book, but I wouldn't really say from what I read of it so far that it is horror. It's more just like supernatural, but I suppose that is like branched into horror, so I've included it. I just got myself into a bit of a reading slump, and I was reading a bit too many books at the time, and this one sort of fell by the wayside then. And it's quite a short book as well, so I should be able to get around to it quickly, and I've heard great things about it. I mean, Anne Rice is seen as like the modern day Bram Stoker, so yeah, I've got high hopes for the rest of this book. I'm looking forward to finishing it. This one I've not really heard great things about. It is Stephen King's Cujo. From what I've gathered about this book, it could be like 150 pages and it could be left at that, but Stephen King being Stephen King carried on the story. But yeah, I'm really interested in this. I mean, I already know what's gonna happen, and I feel like I already know the ending. I love St. Bernards as dogs, so it's gonna be really sad to read this book at the same time. Have you read this? Let me know your thoughts. The final book is one that every time I see this on my bookshelf I get really annoyed at myself for not reading it, and there is literally no reason why I haven't read this yet. And so many people keep saying to me, you need to read the damn book, and I'm like, I know, and I just haven't picked it up. My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, and this is featured in 2 of my videos so far. I think is in my 21 reads for 2021 and my 5-star anticipated reads. So based on that, you can see how much I think I'm going to enjoy this book. So you're probably like, well Ash, if you think you're going to enjoy the book, why didn't you just read the book? And I know, I need to just read the book. But I'm a little bit nervous that I'm not going to love this book. I know that I'm going to, and it's been on my radar for so long. I know I just need to read it. But a part of me is like, have I hyped it up too much in my head? I don't know, but I know that it's supposed to be fantastic, and again, like, I love the cover and I just need to get around to this book. That is all of the books that are in the horror genre that I want to read in the next sort of couple of months to the year. Hey everyone, so I'm filming the end of this video a little while later because my phone ran out of battery while I was still recording, and I didn't actually realise that it was running out of battery, which is so annoying, so the last like 5 minutes of the video was cut out. These are all of the books that I am excited to read that are in the horror genre. Quite a few of them are quite well known and I just need to get around to reading them. So if you've read any of these, let me know in the comments. Let me know which ones you think I should start with, if there's any that aren't so good, which ones you would recommend. And if there are any other like horror books on your radar, let me know as well, because I'd love to add them to the ever-growing TBR list. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe if you want to as well, but obviously no pressure. But yeah, thank you very much for all the support that you give me on all of the videos, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!